Atascosa County. This is Heaven Marquez speaking. I'm the sports editor here at the Pleasanton Express, and today with me is Charlie Gallegos.
Hello.
And you are watching 830 Amplified, powered by PleasantonExpress.com and presented by Price Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Today, we welcome Dr. Wendy Knox, the South Regional Director for SJRC Texas and Belong. Welcome, Dr. Knox.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
Yes.
Yeah. We're so excited to talk to you today. Just a little bit about your role in SJRC and how the community can really help and push forward and, help everyone within your organization.
Tell us a little bit about SJRC and Belong.
So SJRC Texas and Belong has been around for 43 years. So SJRC is kind of the umbrella for all of the programs that we run throughout the counties. And we've been here for 43 years working in the child welfare system. And then in 2021, Belong was created. So SJRC has a child placing agency, which is if you want to become a foster parent or an adoption parent, which all of your listeners should do that because it's very important. They help you get you certified and get the resources to go ahead and the training to do that.
Okay.
Then we have a program called Touchstone, which is our residential program up there, which is foster children that are in there learning to better themselves. Usually children that might have a little bit higher needs, and so they need the resources of being in a residential area.
Okay.
And then Belong came along, and the state legislature decided that they were going to move the child welfare system from DFPS to nonprofits.
Okay.
They call them SSCCs, that's single source continuum of care is what it stands for. And these nonprofits now take over once DFPS has removed a child. So then we step in and we cover all of these kids. We're the conservators of them until they've achieved permanency. So whatever that's going to be, I mean, our number one thing is reunification. So every time we go into a case, we want to get those kids back with their parents as soon as possible and as healthy as possible. So we work all the resources to do that. And if that doesn't happen, then we're going to look at maybe a kinship adoption or an adoption from, as somebody who's out there in the community. Or they may, if they're closer to, age 17, 18, they may age out of the system. So we're going to prepare them for what it's going to be like once they are out there, being young adults. And so that's what SJRC Belong does. We employ over 300 people now.
Wow.
Case care managers, family navigators, parents as teachers, and we wrap around. It's community-based care. Yeah. We want our community to wrap around these kids that are from our community and really help them and help us as we go through this process.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. It's a big organization helping the community, helping those kiddos. Where are y'all located?
So we're all pretty much remote. So yeah, besides having the place up in Bulverde, which is where our Touchstone campus is, we do have a family resource center in New Braunfels. And then most of us we work remote because we're just out in the field so much.
Got it.
If we're not, with the community, we're out seeing children. A lot of our children aren't placed in this community, so we may be going to Dallas, Houston, stuff like that.
Wow.
How did you personally get involved in this organization?
Well, I was a foster parent. My husband and I both were foster parents. We had 5 different children in and out of our house when we lived down in Kinney County. So it's something that's always been on my heart. And I used to do all the education for Pathways, which is a child placing agency. And I've worked on and off throughout my career. I'm a behavior therapist with different child welfare. I've worked in Pennsylvania, Arizona, and here in Texas. And then when Belong took over the child welfare system, one thing they really focus on is community enrichment and community engagement. And I was already involved in the community. I'm also the Petite Grange president, and I like to do things like that. And then this job came open. I'm like, I love that job. Yeah. I love connecting the community to help these kids, and connecting the community to each other is very important because there are so many resources in all of these counties and they may not know each other. And so we may duplicate services, we may have, a place where we need services. So once we all come together and kind of organize and see where that is, then we can make sure that we're helping our kids and our community the best way we can.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What does a typical day look like for you?
Okay, so for me, I'm the community. So I'm the regional director is basically the community enrichment person.
Yes.
So I'm out going to meetings. We meet with child welfare boards, with organizations. We're right now very heavily engaging with the churches and religious organizations here in our communities. And so I'm the South Regional Director, which I go all the way from LaSalle, Frio, Atascosa, Wilson, and Carnes.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot of driving.
Yeah, I bet.
So we're
That's a
out
lot of traveling.
just trying to meet people in the churches.
Okay.
And then the other thing that we do is, and this is what's really cool about community-based care, is that we, get resource requests from, so let's say you're a grandma, well, you're too young to be a grandma, you're too young too. Let's say you're old like me and you're a grandmother, and you, all of a sudden, CPS calls you up one day and says, hey, we're having to remove your children, do you want them? Of course you're gonna be like, yes, I want them. Now I have 4 grandchildren. And here I was at a different stage of my life, and I did not expect to be raising children. So I don't have the resources of beds and diapers and all the things that I need to make that placement work. So as the community engagement person, I have made all of these wonderful collaborations with people and places, and I can say, hey, do you have a bed so that we can place these children here and they're not sleeping on the floor? And so that's what I love about my job. I go out there and I find those resources. And it has made such a big difference in the foster care system because the government wasn't able to go out there and have those collaborations. They would, you can't accept, donations and stuff when you're the government, but we can. So when our kids need new clothes, when they need a computer, all of that normalcy things that you and I just naturally got from our parents, I can go find those in the community, and I can make sure that at 16, if your placement allows it, you have a phone and you're not looking different from the other kids that are in the school system. So that's what I love. That's what I get to do every day.
Oh, wow.
That sounds very rewarding.
It is.
It's very
And
rewarding.
Christmas is our most rewarding time because we get to get out there in the community, and everybody loves Christmas.
Right.
So we get to get out there in the community and hopefully have a good Christmas for all of our children.
Awesome. So let us know some of those Christmas events that the community can get involved in with the foster care children. How can they help them?
So up until like 6 weeks ago, we were just had all of the 27 counties that surrounded San Antonio.
Okay.
As of September 1st, we now are in San Antonio.
Oh, wow.
So we went from having 1,000 kids to having 4,000 kids.
Wow.
And so it's awesome because
That's
it's going to
great.
bring the region back together, but it's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So we try to make it as normal as possible for the kids that are in our care. So I know that it used to be, we do the wonderful angel trees and stuff like that, and just collect a lot of toys.
Okay.
But these are kids, and they have wish lists, and they have things that they want, just like your kids fill out, I want a baby doll for Christmas. So we have them, every single one of them fill out wish lists. And with differing, we say $25 and under gifts, $50 to $100 gifts, and then, $100 and more. And then we match them with either organizations like businesses that want to take on 2 or 3 kids, or individuals who say, I want to sponsor, I want to be Santa for those kids. And then our wonderful our child welfare board in Atascosa is the most amazing child welfare board here. They do almost all of the kids in Atascosa County.
Wow.
And so they get out in the community and they find those people. And last year we even gave out a hamster. One of the little girls' hamsters.
That's so cute.
And so they got her a gift card. That's all she wanted was a hamster. And so they went and they got her a gift card so she'll get a hamster. So that's the number one way right now people can help us. Is open your heart this year to doing to taking in working with one of our children to get them what they would like on their wish list. And it's a great family thing because you're teaching your kids to help.
Yeah.
And what does it look like for kids that aren't as lucky as you are? But we need that help year round, because if let's say you're cleaning out all your baby stuff and you don't know what to do with it, please call me, email me. I will come pick it up. I have a storage center where I can keep strollers, gently used cribs, gently used beds and stuff like that, so that we can give them out to our kids.
That's really, really, really great for the community to know.
Yeah.
That's great that you're available to do that in those situations.
Actually, while the holidays are coming up, and that's something to be on everyone's mind, what else can the community do in the meantime to continue to help out?
So the number one thing is get involved with our foster kids, because we need foster families. We don't have really any foster families here in Atascosa County, or even in the 5 counties in our region. So being a foster parent is very important. We will help you get certified and give you, all of the resources that you need. But what about adopting? Maybe you have it in your heart to adopt a child into your home. We have informational sessions every week. 3 are virtual and 1 is in person, that people can just get started, find out what is that about. We also, you could be a CASA volunteer. CASA is the voice for the kids. Basically, you go through training, and then the judge will assign a CASA, and they are the person who talks, has that relationship. A lot of things change in a foster child's life, placements, schools, but the CASA is always there. And they're always going to, and the judge here in Atascosa County, Judge D, she really takes what the CASA says very importantly. And so they go and meet with that child, every week, every month, and then they report back to the court. So that's a great way to be involved. So there are ways to be involved throughout the year. We have fundraisers that go on. You can get on our webpage and see what we're doing. But there's a lot of ways to get involved.
Yeah, and you said website. So if somebody's watching or listening, how can they reach you?
So SJRCTexas.org is our website. And they can get on there. We have a Facebook page. We have LinkedIn. There's lots of ways to get involved. And we just finished the Big Give, which was, the big asking out for money stuff. So now, we move into the Christmas season. So it's a good time to get on there and find out what are we doing during this time.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you talked a little bit about fundraisers and everything else that goes on right now. And so kind of going off of that and how to contact y'all and everything, I guess what else can we do to ensure that, other than CASA, other than helping certification, donation-wise, can we reach out through that organization, like through the website, and really?
Yes. So if you get in contact with them, then they would let me know, hey, call this person. They have a email box that it goes to, and then they contact us. The number one thing to do that I would encourage everyone to do is to pray for our children. To pray that they're either going to be reunified, if that's where it's going, and if not, that we can find a loving forever home for that. There are things like the Through Project, which you can get online and see kids who are up for adoption and find out how you can help, with that. And if you're out there and you need services, of course, first off, we don't want any family to have to go through this process. It's, it's not an easy process. It's very painful for the family. And so we have a whole program that helps keep families intact. Parents as teachers, fatherhood initiative, which is very important because we want to keep fathers involved with our children. So we teach parenting classes, baby massage. We do all of that wonderful stuff so that we hopefully keep the family together, because that is obviously the best thing that we can do for all of these children. So, if you're struggling and you need resources, reach out. Find a place that you feel comfortable, that can help you, and go and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your family.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess talking a little bit more on the holidays, what does your organization do with for the holidays with children in foster families?
So what's really cool about this, our gift giving, is that it's from whoever the guardian decides it's from. So we don't wrap the presents or anything like that. So the kids fill out their wish list, and then we get them matched up, we get those gifts back, and we have this big day at the Poteet Grange where the caseworkers all come and pick up all, I mean, you wouldn't believe how awesome people are in the community until you see that, like, the welfare board gets almost everything on their list. And I mean, it's cool that sometimes they ask for, these littler things like hamsters and stuff like that. We've had kids ask for books, and I love that when they ask for that. But I mean, they will ask for bikes, and there are certain organizations in the area that will give out bikes and to all of our kids. And so we get all that stuff, and then these poor caseworkers have to come and pick them all up, and then they take them out to the guardians, and they sneak them in without the kids seeing them, because we want the guardians to be able to give that to them, if they don't have the ability to do that, or Santa. Santa always needs
Kids
good helpers.
Yes,
and Santa needs good helpers, and so they may say that they're from Santa, but and I'm sure it's just amazing. And another way that we do try to help in some of our communities is what's called grandparents raising grandchildren. And there are a lot of families that don't enter the system because of that call, where CPS says, come get your children, your grandchildren, or they'll go into foster care. They run over there, they get their children, and then the CPS will close the case, because now these kids aren't in immediate danger. So they don't maybe have the resources to tap into. So we've in the past, last year in Pearsall, we went ahead and had like a Christmas store for them that they could come, the grandparents could come and pick some gifts. So we love to do that kind of stuff. And if you're out there and you're a grandparent raising your grandchild and you need those resources, don't be scared to come. We're not the state. We're not going to take your child away. We want to help you keep those children, because they're obviously in the best place that they can be. So never be scared to reach out. So that's one thing that we do also. This year we're also focusing on our caseworkers, that frontline staff. It's a hard job. I mean, you see things that you don't want to see, and things that stay with you. And so last year we did a scarf. We asked people who knitted and crocheted to make scarves for our caseworkers and to pray over those scarves. And then we had at one of our meetings, I put them all out, and they got to pick their scarves. And we're probably going to do something like that again to help our caseworkers. But in my opinion, we do a great job of wrapping around our children. We need to wrap around our caseworkers and the people on the front line too. And so literally a scarf that you can wear when you're feeling down, or you want to know if someone cares about you. People would put like little notes on there, and it was very meaningful.
That's so sweet. That's very sweet.
Our community is an incredible community when you just reach out, and a lot of times they just don't know how to help. And you give them that way to help, and then you end up with, like when we do, we're always in need of fire extinguishers. So there's another
Okay.
We always need fire extinguishers and smoke alarms and those locked medicine boxes. Because anytime we place a child with a kinship, they have to have that.
Those three
in their
things.
house.
Those are key to have.
So we need 5-pound fire extinguishers. If anyone out there has a way that they know to get things like that donated, I can never have enough of those. I'm constantly out of them. And car seats, and diapers. Because we really try to help. Diapers are expensive. We try to help our kinship families, because a lot of them aren't getting paid to, aren't getting any subsidies to take these children in. So diapers is something, if we can even just give that every month, it really makes a difference for them being able to take these children. One thing that we really need down here in this region is what's called a GRO. It's a generalized residential operations, kind of what we used to think of as group homes back in the day. And we don't have one down here. In fact, we don't have one we have one in our entire region of 27 counties.
Oh, wow.
And so when our kids are removed, if we don't have a kinship family for them to go to, they might end up going further away than we want to. I mean, the state wants us to keep them within 50 miles of their home, and you can understand why. I mean, we remove them from their family. Then if they have to move away from the city, there's their school, their friends, their church, their other relatives. And so they may go to Houston. They may, and because there's a lot of GROs in Houston that have popped up, they may go to Dallas, and that makes it harder for reunification because our families in the rural areas aren't rich, and driving back and forth to see your kids, that's a
distance.
And that may be a barrier to being able to get your children back. And so we've found places like that we could actually, would be good areas for us to have a GRO, but we have to have businesses step up, help us buy those buildings, refurbished buildings, refurbished old hotels, nursing homes that we can refurbish that already kind of have that structure. Or just, even, Lord, come from my mouth to your ears, if we could just have somebody come in and start one, here. And it's, it's a process.
Okay.
But it would keep our kids here, especially our sibling groups. In Atascosa County, we have a lot of sibling groups that are removed. And so not only do we have to remove them from their family, but remove them from each other sometimes.
You have to separate them.
Right, and we try to keep them together, but I mean, we've had sibling groups of 6 and 8, and that's a lot. And sometimes they can't even get certified when it's a group that large.
Right.
So if we had something like that, we've been very close. We were 1 week from having a GRO about 2 years ago, and then the wonderful man Jim Harrell passed away, and it fell through.
Wow.
And that had been his life's work, was to have a sibling group GRO. So we know the heart is for it here. The welfare board is very much into it. Jessica Tom, who runs the welfare board, we're always talking about how that would be the perfect thing to have down here. And it would put Atascosa County really ahead of all of the other counties in trying to take care of their children. So that is my hope one day, that we will have our own here. Or even what's called a step beds, emergency beds, people who are willing to open up their house and just take in a child for 2 to 3 days while we're looking for a placement that's maybe more appropriate, is another thing that people can do to help out foster children.
Gotcha.
That's good to know. Well, I hope that will be a lifelong dream that comes true of yours.
Yes.
That would be great down here.
That would be awesome.
'Cause it's so sad that some of those kiddos get separated from their siblings.
It is.
It's already a hard situation, and then them being separated, that's tough.
And when you're talking about these families, I mean, a lot of times the trauma from the outside really pushes those kids closer together and, makes a 12-year-old act more like, a mom. And so it would be just absolutely traumatic to then not know, what's going on with that other part of your family. And so it's a big thing. Talk to your county commissioners.
Okay.
Tell them that we need, we need a GRO here in Atascosa County.
So would that be the first step?
Yes.
Okay.
We just need to get, the county commissioners and the judge on board to really make that happen.
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
And we would definitely be able to fill it, unfortunately. I would like to never be able to fill it, but, we would definitely have the kids to go in there. It wouldn't sit empty.
It'd be a big need.
Oh, yes.
It would be useful.
Yeah. Well, so let's kind of reiterate a little bit about how to get in contact with you and, for any little thing. So please, please let us know.
Well, so the website for SJRC belong is SJRC Texas, spelled out, .org.
Okay.
And from there you can get onto the LinkedIn, follow us on Facebook, find out what we're doing in the communities, and you can help. You can email me, which I'm fine with that, which is Knox, Knox, at sjrctexas.org.
Okay.
Or call me. I have no problem accepting phone calls any time of the day. 830-313-6695 is my phone number. And connect with us.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, thank you so
Yes.
much, Dr. Knox, for coming in and talking with us today. We really appreciate your time, and I mean, for such a great cause like this, we are so glad to have you here.
No, thank you guys.
Yeah.
It's important to get it out in the community,
Yeah.
so I appreciate you guys very much.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much for watching, and again, thank you so much, Dr. Knox, for coming in. You are watching A30 Amplified, powered by PleasantonExpress.com and presented by Price Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Until next time.